Journey through millennia of legends, decode the mystical soul of Cathay. We'll guide you to unveil the cultural codes behind folk tales through a folkloristic lens. Today's story: Pangu creates the world, the Chinese myth of creation.
Pangu cleaves heaven from earth, a lone giant and the birth of a world. Chapter 1. The Age of Chaos, before time began. In a place where space did not yet exist, there was only chaos. It was a primordial state beyond the limits of human perception, neither matter nor energy, but rather an abyss where possibility and impossibility intertwined. Imagine the deepest dream. No up or down, no past or future, just a churning, tangled mass of primordial energy. This was not the balanced force of Star Wars, but more like the dimension-threatening realms faced by Doctor Strange in the Marvel Universe. Seeking to devour reality, here, there was no order, no laws, only a bowling, gray sea of nothingness, an endless vortex, swallowing all potential forms and meanings. In ancient Chinese lore, this state was called Hundan, or chaos. A primordial existence without beginning or end, without form or substance. In modern scientific theory, it might resemble the infinitely dense, infinitely hot singularity before the Big Bang. A state devoid of time and space, yet holding the potential of the entire cosmos. Philosophers called it non-being, physicists termed it quantum fluctuation, and poets described it as eternal silence. Yet no description could fully capture its essence. It was both nothingness and everything, both the end and the beginning. At the heart of this chaos, after an immeasurable span of time, if one must compare, perhaps as long as an entire ice age, a consciousness began to stir. No divine revelation, no prophecy. It simply emerged, naturally, like a single spark of consciousness, accidentally condensed from chaos in its endless entanglement. This was Pangu. He was the child of chaos, and its very undertaker. Curled and slumbering, like a cosmic fetus, he waited in the womb of existence for the moment of birth. His very existence was a paradox, part of the chaos, yet yearning to transcend it. His slumber was not mere stillness, but a silent accumulation of strength, like a seed waiting to sprout, or a symphony yet to be composed. Chapter 2. Awakening and the First Cleave. Pangu's awakening was no gentle rousing. It was a suffocating pressure, a primal yearning for freedom and space. Encased in viscous darkness, each breath was a struggle. He opened his eyes, yet saw nothing. This cage fury, like the Hulk's roar within Bruce Banner, craved to shatter its confines, but Pangu's rage was not destructive. It was creative. It was an instinctive pursuit of order. To first cry for existence, Pangu needed no weapon, for his will was the greatest force of all. With a thunderous roar, one of his teeth glowed blindingly in the dark, morphing and stretching into a colossal battle axe, etched with primordial patterns. The heaven-opening axe. In that moment, he made a decision, one that would change everything forever. In the book of Genesis, God spoke the world into being. Let there be light, and there was light. But Pangu had no words, only action. Gathering all his strength, he swung the axe, brimming with the power of creation, into the endless chaos. Creak. A sound unlike any on earth, the rending of space-time itself, the proclamation of physical laws, for eons, light and dark, purity and turbidity, motion and stillness, had been entangled. Now, they were torn asunder by that monumental strike. The light, buoyant energy yawned soared upward, like billions of glowing birds taking flight. The heavy, murky matter yin sank slowly, like black sand settling in water. The rising became the heavens, the sinking coalesced into the earth. Chapter 3. The Solitary Sentinel. Yet, creation was not achieved in a single blow. The newborn heavens and earth were unstable, like two magnets with immense gravity, desperately straining to reunite, to return to primordial unity. Pangu saw this, without hesitation. He cast aside his axe, and stood between them. His body as the pillar, he raised his muscular arms. Heaving up the pressing firmament, he planted his feet, anchoring the swelling earth. He became the first, and only, pillar supporting the cosmos. A scene of profound solemnity, like Atlas in Greek mythology, daring the weight of the celestial sphere. But Pangu's act was voluntary, driven by purpose. He was not punished. He was fulfilling his duty as creator. Each day, the heavens rose 10 feet higher. The earth grew 10 feet thicker, and Pangu's stature grew 10 feet taller. His growth countered the universe's urge to collapse. A silent, cosmic tug-of-war, with him as the sole contestant. For 18,000 years, a second eternity of despair, Pangu stood alone at the center of the void. No one to speak to, no scenery to behold, only the ever higher, colder heavens above, and the ever thicker, firmer earth below. His loneliness dwarfed even Robert Neville's legend. For in his world, not even zombies existed. Yet his gaze remained steadfast. He could feel it, a stable, ordered universe slowly taking form through his effort. This belief was his only companion. Chapter 4. The Great Sacrifice and Transformation. At last, the heavens reached their zenith. The earth its depth, the structure was firm, never to merge again. Pangu felt it. His nerves, taut for millennia, could finally relax. A wave of endless fatigue, like a cosmic tsunami, swept through his colossal form. He let out a long, contented sigh, which became the first solar whine, racing through nebulae. Then, the giant who carved the heavens and earth, the creator and guardian of the cosmos, slowly, peacefully, fell. His fall was not an end, but the glorious finale of the creation epic, the ultimate sacrifice, a total offering of himself to the new world. His body began to merge with the universe. His left eye soared east, becoming the blazing, radiant sun. Like the stellar power of the Marvel universe, nourishing all life. His right eye ascended west, transforming into the gentle, luminous moon. Bringing solace to the night, his final breath became the wind, clouds, and thunder. His voice faded into the faint echo of cosmic background radiation. His hair and body hair scattered, becoming the stars in the night sky. Countless galaxies awaiting exploration. Like in Star Trek, his head, limbs, and torso swelled, forming majestic mountains and plateaus, the skeleton of the world. His blood flowed endlessly, becoming rivers and oceans. The lifeblood of the earth. His veins crisscrossed into roads. His muscles turned into fertile plains. His skin and body hair became lush flora. His teeth and bones buried deep, transformed into metal, ores, and precious gems. The energy in his marrow became petroleum and magma. Even the tiny organisms living on him drifted into the newborn world with his breath, evolving into all living beings. Chapter 5. Pangu's Legacy, an Eastern myth with Western resonances. The theme of a giant's body becoming the world shines brightly in the constellation of global mythology. This is not unique to China, but a shared interpretation of cosmic origins in humanity's collective subconscious. The most famous parallel comes from Norse mythology. The primordial god slew the frost giant Ymir, fashioning the earth from his flesh, his blood becoming the seas, his bones the mountains, his skull the sky. How similar to Pangu's story. In J.R.R. Tolkien's Silmarillion, heavily inspired by Norse myths, the world is also shaped from void through the music of the Aenir, and Middle-earth itself is a grand stage. Pangu's creation resembles a silent, cosmic symphony. every note materializing into reality. Yet, the uniqueness of Pangu's myth lies in its extreme individualism and agency. He was not repurposed after a godly war. He alone accomplished everything, from separation to support to transformation. His sacrifice was sustained, conscious, and total. He was more like a lone cosmic explorer, like astronaut David Bowman in 2001, A Space Odyssey, who ultimately sacrificed himself, evolving into the Star Child, heralding a new era. Pangu evolved into the very universe we inhabit. Epilogue. So, friends, the story of Pangu is more than a fantasy from an ancient land. It is a universal tale of courage, duty, and sacrifice. When we drive across vast plains, we may be traversing Pangu's muscles. When we gaze upon the majesty of the Sierra Nevada, we may be witnessing Pangu's shoulders. When we feel the ocean breeze by the Atlantic, we may be sensing Pangu's final breath. When we harness petroleum to power civilization, we may be tapping into the ancient energy of Pangu's marrow. We do not live in a cold, meaningless material world. We inhabit the body of a great being. We are part of this lone giant's legacy. His will, the will to forge order from chaos, may be imprinted in our very DNA. This is Pangu's most precious gift, a universe embodied by life, worthy of our eye and care, at every dawn. As sunlight bathes the earth, remember, it is Pangu, eternally watching over his creation.